Welcome to RankRhino, where you can learn it all. Today, we're ranking our top 10 adult cartoons. In this list, we're taking a look at adult cartoons that are not only hilarious, but also convey a much deeper message. Number 10. Bob's Burgers.
Bob's Burgers is open for business. So,
Bob's Burgers had a slow start as a show, but as time went on, people really started warming up to the story and characters. One of the main selling points of the adult cartoon is that the main characters are written like real people, so audiences naturally relate with them. The show's theme revolves around the familiar family struggles that most people go through, so it's no surprise that people find it so endearing.
Watch the hockey game with a lesbian, Bob. It was like I was invisible.
Bob's Burgers plot follows the Belcher family through their struggles of owning a family restaurant and maintaining the connections that they have with one another. The show's humor comes from the witty banter between the family members and the absolutely outrageous moments that they happen to be a part of. It might not be the most popular pick on our list, but Bob's Burgers is easily one of the most relatable shows out there. Number 9. Solar Opposites.
You're all too provincial and lame for me now.
You're intoxicated with fame off one performance?
Solar Opposites was created by the genius Justin Roiland, who is also the mastermind behind another show on our list. This series focuses on a group of aliens that have fled their dying planet and decided to relocate to Earth. It's fascinating to watch as the show depicts humanity from the eyes of an extraterrestrial perspective, which gives it an unusual plot.
I used a lot of parts from the last robot I made.
The one that was supposed to kill those kids who threw a cup of pee at you?
Solar Opposites stands out as its humor is dark and quite meta, which enables it to deliver unorthodox punchlines all the time. It's hilarious and sometimes slightly unsettling to follow the unusual protagonists and look at things from their perspective. I mean, many people don't really know much about their neighbors, but imagine if your next door neighbor was from another planet. Number 8. The Boondocks.
Hurry up, get to the car. Where's she at? Do we need to sneak out the back?
I like this one, she's different.
The Boondocks is a classic show that most millennials grew up with. The series has been the subject of debate ever since its inception, as its plot is focused on satirical and sometimes controversial social commentary around the concept of a black family moving into a predominantly white neighborhood. This results in a lot of hot takes on the topics of politics, society, and race.
No, I'm not saying that. What? Are you okay?
The Boondocks doesn't shy away from discussing hot topics, with the show using its irreverent humor to poke fun at issues that normally make people uncomfortable while also provoking dialogue. Although many people still view the series as very controversial, it was a major part of Adult Swim's mid-2000s programming, and it brought forward a lot of subjects that often get ignored. Number 7. King of the Hill.
Peggy, Bobby, great news! We can adopt the dog of a GI while he's on his tour of duty.
King of the Hill is an adult animation that exists in a world outside of the irreverent, fast-paced cartoons we tend to get nowadays. The show's charm comes from its heartwarming traditional style storytelling, realistic humor, and character development. As it lasted 13 seasons, there's a lot of growth with each consecutive season, and you find yourself creating bonds with the protagonists.
Cheers, everybody.
The show isn't just comedy, as there are a lot of deeper messages that you can learn from. While Bobby Hill grows as the show progresses and learns about life, he also teaches his dad plenty of valuable lessons. King of the Hill is an example that not every show needs to be unconventional and eccentric to grab the audience attention. Sometimes a good story with realistic characters is just as good. Number 6. Futurama.
In my van and follow Bender on tour and live there in the van.
Futurama is one of the most popular adult cartoons of all time, and there is no question that it's worth its status. The show has a unique plot, excellent writing, and endearing humor that can sometimes be quite dark. The show takes an entirely new twist on the concept of time traveling and allows us to look at humanity through the eyes of the future while also reminding us that social issues will always exist.
What is the matter with you?
Fry is also the perfect protagonist for the show, as viewers can relate to his struggles with adapting to the future. Futurama is known for its profound writing, as it incorporates many elements from regular life. The series includes love stories, stories about humanity, and some of the saddest moments in adult cartoon history. Although it started in 1999, it still holds up as one of the best adult cartoons out there. Number 5. Big Mouth.
The uterus? I thought girls had vaginas.
I thought that too.
Big Mouth is a show which writes stories in humor that are more suited to teenagers rather than young adults, although it's still one of the best shows out there if you don't mind crude, gross jokes and punchlines. Many people know Big Mouth thanks to this obscene humor, but there's a lot more to the show than filthy jokes.
I just want to hook up with a girl.
Whoa, you can't just hook up with a girl.
Big Mouth does an excellent job of showcasing real-life issues that adolescents go through during puberty. The show holds a lot of valuable lessons regarding the process of dealing with puberty and understanding how your life changes, and it teaches these lessons in a comedic, easygoing manner. Although the series has an uncommon style, you can easily find yourself binging it. Number 4. Rick and Morty.
Morty, check out my new friends, the Old Spice Invisible Sprays.
Oh, come on, Rick.
Rick and Morty might have launched less than 10 years ago, but it's already one of the juggernauts in adult cartoons. The show is incredibly unique in its humor, it has a unique approach to discussing touchy topics, and Justin Roiland has done an excellent job developing a multi-layered story.
We did it, Morty! Now let's get out of here and destroy this whole universe.
Rick and Morty follows the extreme, immoral-ridden adventures of scientist Rick and his grandson Morty. Rick is a narcissistic genius that creates machines with which he goes on missions to other worlds. On the other hand, Morty is a morally bound, wimpy character that constantly brings up the risks and consequences of his grandpa's decisions. This creates an amazingly written dynamic that questions moral boundaries and provides ironic, nerdy humor. Number 3. BoJack Horseman.
Are we going to Gelato?
Princess Carolyn, what are we doing?
Adult cartoons are known for tackling a lot of darker topics, but no show does it as openly as BoJack Horseman. The show is known for its dark undertones surrounding the main character, with it using satire and sarcasm to bring up topics such as anxiety, substance abuse, and mental illness in a clever manner.
Mom?
But BoJack? Is that you?
Yeah.
BoJack Horseman provides its audience with plenty of drama and touching moments, with the show having an immense amount of tragedy throughout the 6 seasons. It's hilarious and crushing at the same time, with the audience getting showered with melancholy and irreverent humor throughout the episodes. As the show progresses, you witness some of the most profound and existential content that's available on streaming services. Number 2. South Park.
Psst, Cartman! No! Uncle Jesse! No! Cartman, wake up!
South Park is a contemporary classic. It's pretty hard to find someone who hasn't heard of it nowadays. And that's for good reason, as it has provided people with entertainment for over 20 years. Throughout the decade, South Park has delivered tons of on-point social commentary, ignited controversy, and given birth to iconic catchphrases. What's so amazing about this series is that it hasn't lost its spark after all this time.
Dad, aren't you supposed to, not drink and drive?
I'm not drinking and driving.
South Park is infamous for its ability to cleverly critique any content that's mass-produced for brainless consumption. The show has never shied away from any topic, which has enabled it to push out inventive satire on trending topics as they're happening. Sure, sometimes we might not agree with the actions and opinions of Cartman, Kyle, Stan, and Kenny, but the writing always pushes the audience to analyze a given topic. Number 1. The Simpsons.
Hey.
Homer!
What?
Homer, wake up, please!
The Simpsons is very much the show that sets the bar for adult cartoons. The franchise's dominance for over 3 decades easily puts it at the top of any similar list. The Simpsons is a trendsetter that's completely changed TV and gave life to a new genre and writing style. It's full of eccentric characters, satiric commentary on realistic events, and running gags.
And we're off. Now remember, steer into the sculptures.
During its prime years, The Simpsons was full of heart and soul. Every episode featured high-quality storytelling, and it had comedy that transcended age. It also provided us with valuable moments that reflected or even predicted real-life events and gave birth to some of the most iconic moments in TV history. Some people might argue that the show isn't what it once was. However, it's still the series that paved the way for adult cartoons to be what they are today. Thank you for watching, guys. What's your favorite adult cartoon of all time? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe.